my name is Mia Goldsboro, and today I'll be talking about biodiversity, which is the many different forms of life in an ecosystem. I'll be discussing the loss of biodiversity and the causes and effects, mainly by humans. There are 5 main causes to the loss of biodiversity, which are habitat alteration, invasive species, overharvesting, pollution, and climate change. So the first one is going to be habitat alteration, which is the #1 threat to biodiversity. So the first animal I'm going to be discussing is the macaw, which macaws are endangered due to deforestation. Habitat alteration is responsible for 83% of mammals declining and 85% of birds declining. So this is a forest, I don't know which one, but obviously this displays deforestation. And forests cover 30% of the world. About 17% of the Amazonian rainforest is destroyed. We depend heavily on forests due to oxygen and materials like wood. So the next topic I'm going to be discussing is palm oil. So palm oil is a very, very bad ingredient for the environment because palm oil is a vegetable oil. It is derived from a fruit that comes from the palm oil tree. So palm oil is, since it's derived, a lot of places like Borneo and Sumatra rainforest have to cut down all the trees to make palm oil plantations. This is a palm oil plantation, and this affects orangutans the most because orangutans are endemic species, which means that they could only be found in Borneo and Sumatra rainforest. Due to the rise of the demand of palm oil, forests are being destroyed and displacing animals, especially orangutans. In the past 10 years, the orangutan population has decreased by 50%. So, yes. Our next topic is going to be invasive species. This means that a species that is not native to a specific location. Usually, these species cause damage to the environment, and 42% of threatened or endangered species are at risk due to invasive species. So, the first invasive species of North America is the European honeybee. They are very important to our ecosystem because we rely on them for food. However, they outcompete native bees for food, and they have introduced mites and parasites from their native home, which is obviously Europe. The next invasive species is kudzu. It is native to Japan and China and can grow a foot long in a day during the summer. Kudzu kills anything in its path, can overtake other plants, trees, and houses, and basically suffocates anything beneath it. Our next topic is overharvesting, which means to harvest something excessively and especially to a harmful degree. This depletes natural resources, which can lead to resource destruction. So the first one that I'm going to be talking about is overfishing. So fishing disrupts the marine food chain, and fishing is one of the most significant drivers of declining fish populations. Billions of people rely on fish for their food source, so this affects those people too. In just 55 years, humans have managed to wipe out 90% of the ocean's top predators. And this is a photo of a facility that correlates to overfishing. The next topic that I'm going to be discussing is poaching, which is illegal hunting or capturing of wild animals. Elephants are being killed every day for their ivory tusks, and 20,000 are being killed yearly, obviously resulting in a declining population. China happens to be one of the biggest consumers of ivory. And the photo on the right is a place in China that founded a place that was keeping illegal ivory. Next topic is going to be pollution. This is the introduction of contaminants into the natural environment that can cause adverse change. Plastic pollution is a huge problem, as everyone knows. Every year, about 8 million metric tons of plastic enter the oceans. Plastic also takes years to degrade. A water bottle can take up to 450 years to decompose. Obviously, plastic affects wildlife, marine wildlife, and these animals either digest or get entangled into the plastic. This is a photo of a bird that has eaten too many plastic items and have died. This is a photo of a turtle being entangled. The next pollution I'm going to be talking about is nutrient pollution. It is the process of over-enrichments, waste, and fertilizers entering a waterway. This causes harmful algae blooms to grow, which depletes the water of oxygen, which results in dead zones, which means that nutrient pollution can cause massive fish kills. The algae blooms can clog fish gills and block out sunlight from entering the waterway, and nutrient pollution can cause acid rain, which further affects organisms. Next is climate change. We all know what climate change is, but the symbol for climate change is the polar bear. And effects of climate change, it causes more intense natural disasters, sea levels rising, ice melting, and more intense droughts. The causes of climate change is the combustion of fossil fuels. This is the Arctic. This is a starving polar bear that has been affected by climate change. So why is biodiversity important? Biodiversity boosts ecosystems. It provides ecosystem services such as purification of water, medicinal purposes. It stabilizes the climate, maintenance of ecosystem, and it restores everything within the environment. How to save biodiversity: ecological restoration, preservation, which means preserving land for animals, conservation, conserving land, and protect hotspots, which are locations that have a plethora of endemic species, and legal protection like the Endangered Species Act. How can you help? You can consume wisely, you can reduce, reuse, recycle, save energy, avoid plastics, and go organic. Thank you.